Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of Ying Yang of Gaming. Today, Storm and I are going to be talking about the future and how some things are playing out odder than we thought it was in the gaming community. As you know, we have myself, Snow Bunny 426, and we have Project Storm here. I got Harry in the chat. Hey Harry, how you doing? You showed up a little early. We go live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for showing up. Everybody hit that like button on your way in and share this stream out to everybody so people can see what's going on. Hello Charles, how you doing? How you doing? We're also, besides going on what we're seeing about the future of gaming, we're going to talk about the games that we've been playing this past week and games that we are looking forward to. Remember, tomorrow starts a whole new month, and we have a whole new slew of games coming out for the month of March. Storm, what's been going on with you this week?
Hey, a whole lot. I've been getting a lot done. I've been playing a lot of games that I wanted to play, and I've been enjoying the hell out of all of them. To tell you the truth, Bunny,
Hmm.
I just can't speak highly enough about this Outriders demo that just dropped. So I'll be talking about that one when we get into. At some point during the show, I might want to just go ahead and mention that. You know what I'm saying? And get your thoughts. I know you haven't really tried it, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise. I was definitely feeling it. I played it
What
on
type of
PC.
game is it?
It is a looter shooter, but
And
it's not Destiny 2 and it's not Borderlands. It's kind of like a different type of game. It's more
I
into
couldn't play either one of those two games you just mentioned.
yeah, I know, but it's more in line with kind of like a Bullet Storm meets shit. It's just dope. I can't even sum it all up. It's definitely not a Destiny clone. It has a feel. It has a feeling of Anthem and Mass Effect and all that. I just like it. That's all I can say. The shit was dope. But other than that, you know me, I've been playing Madden. I've been playing Call of Duty and other games.
Hmm.
So, I got about 10 games on my list each any given week. So,
Right? And Fatal Charade, what's going on, Fatal? How you doing?
Fredo,
How you doing? Let's see here. So this past week I haven't actually been playing too much. I've been actually very, very sick. Today is like the best I've been feeling in like 6 days. I was out of work for like half the week, so I was pretty under the weather. I was playing a few games here and there. I started playing a game that I didn't think I would ever play. We'll get into it and talk about it shortly. We got Jamal in the chat. What's going on, Jamal? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, okay, awesome. Check out Fatal Charade's channel. Crumbside Wrestling is making a comeback today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Charles wants to know, is Outriders first or third person, Storm?
oh, it is third. Outriders, definitely third.
It's third person. Okay, so yeah, it's something I may get into, may try out, see what's going on with it. Hello, Project Keel. How you doing? How you doing?
Still in
Welcome
the
to the
building.
chat.
Yeah,
Uh,
still.
so so this week a lot of odd things have been going on. We had the Sony State of Play, and there was also a new Pokemon Direct, which was strictly focused on Pokemon. But let's get into the State of Play. What were your thoughts on the State of Play, Storm?
State of play was mediocre as hell. I can't lie. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I don't have no cut cards, and I don't. There's no reason to fake about it. It was dry as hell to me. Had some games that I think people will be looking forward to. When you throw Final Fantasy up in there and all that stuff, that's major. But other than that, I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for it because I know some of the games that I want to play on PS5 or whatever is coming out later. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any high hopes for it, but I do want to get into a comparison of the Nintendo Direct because I heard a lot of people. I told you I don't own a Nintendo system, but I do stay
Mm-hmm.
into news and all that, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
saw a lot of people talking about that Nintendo Direct and how it was kind of lame and how it was like the same old Nintendo and all that. But this state of play was not that great. So I mean, we just gotta call it like it is. If it was great, I'll tell you it was the shit. But it's more in line with some of the Xbox shows that we've been seeing, where people get so excited, and then you see a lot of indie titles, and which are not bad. You see a lot of those type of titles that a lot of people don't get hyped for, and that's kind of like what I saw in that state of play. You know.
Okay. Yeah,
Now,
it wasn't.
I'm not saying those games are going to be bad, so listen carefully. I'm not saying those games are going to be bad. They could actually do very well. A few of them I am interested in. I can see myself playing, but I'm thinking about maybe from the masses point of view and what I've been hearing out there, it just wasn't. It didn't hit home.
Um, as like for me, it didn't. For me being now a PlayStation 4 owner, it didn't incentivize me to want to get a PlayStation 5. Um,
We
the
got to talk
only,
about that. We got to talk about that. I don't think it should have any bearing on whether you caught that file or not.
yes, it does because it goes back to the games that I play. Okay. And one thing, let's talk about it. Like, I was going to purchase Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
Okay. But when they announced on the state of play that the next part, well, the Final Fantasy VII Integrate, if you have the PS4 version, when you go to PS5, you have to purchase the new content between the two consoles. So that already made me pause and was like, okay, I might as well just wait until the entire game comes out because I'm guaranteeing part two to Final Fantasy VII Remake and all the chapters afterwards are only going to be on PlayStation 5. So there's no point in me buying it on 4 and then rebuy everything on 5. Okay? Um so that's one thing you have to look at factor into. For me, Returnal looks good, but it's not hyping me enough to the point that I would want it. Like I could tell you right now, if they came out and said the next part of Dark Pictures Anthologies was only going to be on PlayStation 5, then I would buy a PlayStation 5.
and
Do
see,
you?
for me, when I saw Returnal Bunny, I thought that was one of the ones I liked. I think that was kind of like there was some originality there that I liked about it. I saw,
Mm-hmm.
that might be one that I could see myself picking up and having a good time on. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I mean, so that's the only thing. So right now we found out that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be on PlayStation Plus. So I'm going to download it on PlayStation Plus, and then probably eventually later down the road get it physically. But if I'm going to have to repurchase all the additional parts and everything for like PlayStation 5, I might as well just wait till if I get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, speaking of that, real quick. Speaking of that, I know we don't have it
Mhm.
in the notes, but since you just mentioned it, Bunny, do you
Mhm.
think there's an opportunity that I might be able to get me a PlayStation 5 this year? Because damn, I mean, I've been seeing it was in stock at Best Buy. From what I've seen, I saw that news somewhere that it was quick. It was in quick stock, is what I call it, quick stock. Where
Mhm.
I'll get up there, me and Kill and well, Kill got his PS5 because he got the connection. I'm not
Mhm.
willing to pay $600-700 for the bundle right now. I just want the digital version. Just give me my digital version, and I'm just gonna play games like God of War at 60 FPS, and then I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Days Gone and all that, right? But I can't seem to get my hands on the damn system. So do
I
you?
think you will be able to because I'm noticing like around here, right? Where
Yeah,
I'm at down here, I'm down here on the lower shore. Um I noticed like I can't remember where the hell was I. I went into somewhere and they had a ton of switches in stock,
yeah.
which means stuff is getting in stock. So I think there's a very good chance that you will be able to get one this year.
I hope you're right because I'm definitely not going to be waiting by the screen. I'm not going to be, F5.
And like I told you, I'm down here looking down here on my end for you. If I message you, be like on the lookout on your messages and stuff. If I message you like, hey, I'm looking at a PlayStation Digital right now in store. You better be ready to jump on it.
All right, well, look, you know me, like I said, all you gotta do is put that credit card on it, and you're gonna get the money because I'm gonna
No,
want
no,
my
no.
shit.
I'm just letting you know because I don't want to
I'm
like
just
do
saying.
it and then you be like, well, I don't get
Nah,
paid till next week. That's what I'm
hey,
saying.
hell no, no,
I'm
no,
looking
no,
forward for you. I'm looking forward
no,
for you.
no. You gotta
So
understand. We got Stadia Revolution in the building. What's going on, bro?
yes,
Buddy, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna get that loot, or you can flip
yeah,
that mug and sell it for like $50 to $100 more if you want to. I'm gonna get the system.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
just been
So
Kill had so Kill. I will say Project Kill. That's my boy, man. That's my brother
mhm,
right there, right?
mhm.
So he had the connection, but again, like I said, I could have had my hands on one, but I wasn't. I don't want the disc version because I think the disc versions have. Though in my history of gaming, any system with a disc, the drive has failed, the laser, something has gone wrong, right, with these
Mhm.
systems. So
Mhm.
I just want the digital version because I don't plan on ever putting the disc in my systems ever again. Period. I'm going
Well,
all digital.
yeah, you're going all digital. The only here's the only downside that I have right now with the PlayStation 5 with all digital,
Yeah,
and even with the disc version, to be honest with you. Right now, people are now complaining about how like Call of Duty, you need 100 and like damn near 200 gigs of space to have the game on the PlayStation 5. And
yeah,
this is actually not a new problem because a streamer I watch in who's in New Zealand or Australia ended up getting his PlayStation 5 from Sony a week early to like test out and do videos and stuff on. And before the PlayStation even launched, like a week later, he was already complaining about he was out of space
yeah.
because he had Call of Duty, he had all these games on there. So this whole thing about the space factor, that's nothing new. That was already there. Sony needs to come out with that second hard drive or to upgrade or do something to where you can have more space. Cuz if you're already using you only have 667 gigs of space available, and the game you're playing is taking at least 200 gigs of space. You are not holding a lot of games on your hard drive. You're going to be playing that delete this week, reinstall next week game.
Well, see, now that we got Rome in the building, man, shout out. Y'all need to go
What's up, Rome?
check out this one particular video over on Rome's channel on YouTube, man. Rome Rush. It's titled Cheap Ass Gamers, man. Now, hey, we're not talking about all gamers here, but Bunny, this goes in line with what we're talking about. So I gotta throw it out there. Some people won't buy a 1 terabyte HDD because they just want to be cheap. So the space thing is really kind of like for me now. I'm being careful how I say this, and so was Rome in the video. It's not coming at everybody's pockets, but some people, like a couple friends that I have, will sit and say, "Man, I'm out of space, man." Then just complain about it, right? They won't go out and pay $40-something for a new 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive, Bunny.
But the
That
problem
just
is,
makes me think.
well,
It just made me think about that when I saw Rome in the building.
but the problem with that is right now you're on an SSD. Okay. I know with Xbox, you have to put the new games on the SSD, but the 360 games and the Xbox One games can go on an HDD.
It's not the same on PlayStation. Now, see, that's something that I haven't researched. It's
I
not.
haven't I because see they're saying that the SSD on the PlayStation, whatever SSD you use has to be the same speed or greater than the S than their new SSD that's in their system.
Got it.
And for some people that I've heard who's bought external hard drives, it's a hit or miss. They may work or they may brick your system to where you have to do a factory reset on it. So it's various different things there.
Yeah. So Rev is saying game installs, managing hard drive space. See, Rev is not used to that anymore. See, I know you got to shout out to my brother, man. You got to know he's over there having a good time with Stadia, y'all. You ain't got to worry about that in the cloud. That stuff
Mm-hmm.
disappears, man. But we don't want to get into that. We don't want to get into that yet. Maybe we'll have time in the show where Bunny will allow me to squeeze in like 2 to 3 minutes to talk about that. Man,
No, but that fits into what we're talking about.
okay,
Right now, you gotta think about it like this. Okay, and this is how everybody who's getting into gaming are thinking about. One, okay, everybody's looking at all the consoles. Switch, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Stadia Lunar GFN.
right,
Okay? All right,
right.
think about it like this. So people are like, okay, so you're saying those cheap ass gamers who don't want to buy hard drive space, they're going to look at all of them. Okay, Switch, you got 32 gigabytes of internal memory, but you can buy external micro SD cards and you can switch out SD cards. Okay?
Yeah,
All right, people are looking at Stadia. Wow, I don't need shit with Stadia. I can just
at all.
play and I don't need to do this or that. I don't need any of that. Wow, okay, and how much does it cost? Okay, I got all this. I don't have space factor. Okay, people looking at Xbox. Okay, you got that 1 terabyte SSD. Okay, SSDs are nice, this, that, and the other. Oh, they have an expandable SSD, 1 terabyte SSD card. Yeah, granted, it costs a little money, but I could buy multiple expandable drives if money isn't an issue. Then
I
you
like
come
it.
to PlayStation 5. Okay, okay, you wait a minute, hold up. Your hard drive space is 825. Wait a minute, how much room does the operating system take up? Oh, okay, so after the operating system loads and this, that, and the other, you only have 667 gigs of space left. Wait a minute now. And then I want to play Call of Duty. That needs at least 150 to 200 gigs on your hard drive. What other games will I be able to put on this thing? Okay, let's look at expandable storage. The VME drive is non-operational and will be operational later for an update to put a drive in. What? Huh? You're telling me I can't get more space? What do you
No,
mean I can't have more space? Okay, so that's factors you got to look into. Okay, you have one system where you don't need to worry about save data, hardware space, nothing like that. You have two systems where you can expand the hard drive space to make more room. And then you have one that you can't do nothing with until they decide when they're ready to do an update to allow you to put in another SSD. But then you're limited to the types of SSDs you can put into it because it needs to be some certain speed that's not on the market yet, aka like the Blu-ray drive of the Sony PlayStation 3.
yo, all right. So now, Fatal said something that I was thinking in my head as you were talking and stuff, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
do. So basically, he said nobody's thinking like that, Bunny. People look at the cost of the Xbox expandable drive and are like, nope, which is true now, which is true. Or they
Mm-hmm.
buy portable SSDs, which cost half as much, which is also true. In my case,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did. So then he says both of them can game off portable hard drives, and I think yeah, he's right. And I think some people, the average consumer, might not know that because of how things are marketed and advertised and all that. But it is a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had the Series X, y'all. There's nothing. Outriders demo came out. I didn't have space on the drive left because I have everything on my drive, my SSD, Bunny. It has optimized games on it. Has that X and S logo on my shit. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
Gears 5, you name it, Halo Master Chief Collection. Both of those games right there are already approaching like the 200 gig territory, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have space left, so I had to delete something like Ori and the Will of the Wisp that I didn't want to delete because I rocks with the game. But I had to delete something to make that happen, or I'm gonna have to bite the bullet to pay that 229 whatever for that expandable SSD.
But the
That's
thing
that's not
is
cool. That's not cool at
no, but
all.
here's the thing. You have the option to buy it. What's PlayStation giving you?
Yeah, I mean, Can't you open up the system and throw another SSD in there or something?
They had, I think the drive port or whatever, I think they said something about where they're waiting on an update to optimize it to where you can use that port.
Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, I mean, visuals and all that, you're gonna
Okay,
have
I'm
to.
sorry. I'm sorry. I missed out because for some reason I blanked out. What were you saying, Storm?
Oh, okay. I was just saying.
After I said they give you the option.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Okay. So yeah, they do give you. All right. So they give you the option to choose a different drive, but they make it mandatory that you install that shit to your SSD if you want those perks like
mm-hmm,
4K 60 or 120 and
mm-hmm.
all that. You know what I mean?
Because it won't work
5K.
otherwise.
Yeah, 5K resolution like Ori and the Will of the Wisp and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you are going to if you bought our system to play games at a high level, you now have to pay for that SSD as well, and that's 229, bro. Kick that out. That's not
Uh
cool.
huh. I mean, and that's the thing. But the point is they at least giving you the option. PlayStation right now, they're just saying, "Oh, wait until we update it."
Yeah. I mean, and I'm saying it's not cool because I'm on the system now, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not joining into the fanboy talk and all that stuff. I'm just saying, as a user, as a daily user of the Series X, it's an
Mm-hmm.
inconvenience. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And even though I got the two something to spend, y'all, I really don't want to go out there and just drop that two something. I want a sale to happen because I feel like I can buy an elite controller. That's another thing, Bunny. That's gonna set me back like damn near $500. Like for the new drive and the elite controller, both of which I want and both of which I need in order to play the games at a high level like I play, like I want to
I
play.
mean, and the thing is, and see, that's another thing. Like, why couldn't they give you that controller in the system when they
Because
sold you the system? Look
I'm,
at, I
I'm
mean, you're sitting here saying that it costs money, but look at the DualSense and all the shit DualSense did, and it came with them. Granted, they were at a higher price point when Sony sold them at a higher price point, but you got that elite controller for the PlayStation.
Yeah, let me answer Rome's question right here because it goes with what we're saying. So he was like, so if you can't run next gen games using the portable SSD, you would have to transfer games from that drive to the internal storage. Yeah, like that's the
Mhm.
thing. I mean,
Mhm.
that's a fact. So if you run out of space and you got that thing maxed out, and again, all I have on my SSD are next gen games, optimized games, right? it's
Mhm.
it's crazy to think that I only got about maybe I want to say 9 games. I can check it out, but I got about 9, 10 games on that drive. Some of them are, you know, smaller games, and some of them are heavy hitters like Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, and Halo. Halo. I got Halo 5. I don't know, but I got Halo Master Chief Collection on there, and that's over 100 something gigs. So then you factor in Gears 5, and then you factor in Forza Horizon, and then other games that I have on there as well, and then you're out of space. And when you're out of space, you're
Mhm.
out of luck because it will basically tell you you don't have access to those features unless you upgrade to. I mean, unless you install them on the SSD, and
Yep.
that to me is kind of that's
And
defeating the
that's
purpose of
where
having that's defeating the purpose of having the damn next gen console at that moment.
and that's a downside to both consoles. Not just PlayStation, but the one up Xbox has is that they gave you an option and sold you an external hard drive. Even though it's $230, you still
Yeah.
have that option.
Hey, disrespect.
Whereas you look at Stadia is like, oh, you don't need any of that. What are you talking about? What huh?
And, and, and people want to hate on that. And people want to hate on Stadia though because it's out here in cloud gaming. X Cloud, let's throw them all in there. PS Now, GeForce Now, Shadow, all the other ones, maximum settings. They're trying to, all right, so they're trying to give us a solution where that is not the case anymore. So there's no need to complain about this, but people still find a way to want to kill cloud gaming and Stadia, most certainly Stadia, they kill it
Mhm.
off. xCloud, that means you won't get a chance to see what xCloud looks like if we want it all dead. We won't get a chance
Mhm.
to see what a battle royale and Halo Infinite might look like in like 4 years from now, or whatever. It's kind of,
Mhm.
I don't understand it, Bunny.
I mean that's just how it is.
I mean, it's
But
all based on choice, though. It's not like it's saying, "Yo, cloud gaming kills consoles right now. Console gaming needs to die
mm,
because cloud is here." No, that's not what people are saying. What people are saying is it gives us another choice, and I know how big you are on choice.
yeah, I'm all about options. Give me options. The day you take my options away from me is the day I'm not the type of person going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to accept this. No. If it's against my grain and thoughts, I'm not going to do it. That's the reason, like, I started seeing where gaming was going. Man, I started seeing how gaming was going when they first was able to put consoles online. And that's the first integration of them starting to turn more like PC, because at the time you could only play multiplayer games on PC. Now they're giving you the option of playing multiplayer games on your TV on a console, which means that's going to have limitations. So we saw years ago how everything was going to be moving. But that's just how it is. And right now we're seeing how things are moving. And it goes back to how you were saying, if you live in a glass house, don't throw no stones.
Right,
And that moves us into things we're seeing with PlayStation right now. Some new games are going to PlayStation Plus day and date. They said more games are going to be coming to PlayStation Plus as free games that are new games. Um, did you get a chance to gander the article I had linked earlier?
nah, I didn't even get a chance to check that out because I
All right.
was slept in, and then I got on Series X and started playing some Destiny 2 and all that.
Look at you now. Let me see if I can
I
share this
didn't.
screen. Let me see if I can share this screen. Um, la da da da. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one right here.
I wonder why my logo is not showing on the screen. I just noticed that it's not showing on the actual screen, but it's on the screen yard. I can see it. But
All
anyway,
right,
go ahead.
so it says Sony will continue to release new games directly to PlayStation Plus.
Right.
Okay. If I remember correctly, people were giving Microsoft holy hell for this. Um, because they were saying that you're killing gaming, you're doing this, how are you going to make money? We still don't know the answers to that question. But here it is. I'm actually expecting PlayStation Plus to probably go up in price. But this is PlayStation Plus. And this is according to Jim Ryan. So right now, a lot of people are estimating that it's going to be a lot of the smaller titles. But what if it's not the smaller titles? What if it's the bigger titles? And we can't say it will never happen. You can never say never. Everybody was saying that no PlayStation exclusive was ever going to go to PC. And here we got Horizon Zero Dawn got sent to PC, and Days Gone is heading to PC, both with upgrades on PC. You know, all your little groovy upgrades you love, Storm?
Yep.
They're implementing those in Days Gone for PC.
And I want to check that out. And but see, I wanted to try that on the PS5. That's another reason I was so excited about the PS5. But now that it's coming to PC. But see, here's the thing
But
about these console games coming to PC. You're not the visual differences are not going to be that much better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not natively built for PC. It's not a game that was only
but
designed.
you gotta think about it like this. All games now are designed on PC and ported to consoles.
Yeah, but as a PC game, any PC gamer can tell you that they prefer exclusive games that are only on PC. You know what I'm saying? Because the console ports are just ports. They're not building them from the ground up. You know what I mean? Like they're just putting them over and they're enhancing the visuals or whatever they can squeeze out of it. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, they put like the grass physics and all that stuff into the game. The game is beautiful on PC. I definitely love the performance of it. But is it that much more enjoyable on the PC than it was on the PS4 Pro? I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. And I had the game on in both. Well, I don't have the Pro because I traded it in, but I have it on PC and I've owned it on the Pro at the time I had my PS4 Pro.
So was it a huge upgrade difference for you?
It was prettier and it had, like I said, the grass physics was overly done in my opinion. You wade through the grass and then it just kind of like moves all violently and all that stuff. But
Now
other than
here's what
that,
now here's what Ben Studio is saying when they're moving Days Gone to PC. Ultra wide monitor support, including the cinematics,
yeah.
unlock frame rates, improved graphics, full achievement support, and more.
All right. And again, that could be unlocked graphics could be ultra settings and different types
No,
of
no,
like
no. They said unlock frame rate and
frame rate.
improve
Unlock frame rate. Okay.
and improved
So
graphics.
and that's what you're gonna get. Normally that's what you're gonna get on PC with any game. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn, same thing. You can get higher frames, but that 4K is still not gonna look leaps and bounds better. It's gonna give you a better experience on PC, Bunny, than on the console, but not it won't be transformative to the actual gameplay in any kind of way, except that it feels smoother. So maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it is. Is it a better experience, Fatal Charade, and other people help me out, man? Like, is it
Hello,
that much
nerd.
better on
How you
PC?
doing?
I'm just saying. You know me, Bunny. I'm a graphics fiend, and I love my performance and all that. But if I'm thinking like you, somebody that doesn't care about all that extra the bells and whistles, then you might not care less. You could care less about the upgrades that you might see from a PS4
Exactly.
Pro to PC.
And Charles Rand, I heard that Monster Hunter Rise is actually going to all platforms. It's just exclusive to Switch for 6 months. So I don't know if it goes to like PlayStation 4. I'm probably going to be double dipping because I have friends who play on the Switch and don't have PlayStation, and I have friends who's on PlayStation who don't have a Switch. So I'm probably going to be double dipping if it goes to the PS4.
I can tell you one thing that I'm thinking about right now. I play a lot of PUBG, and PUBG is 1080p 60 on the Series X, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it should be running that game at ultra settings and at least high settings. That means where you can see more of the trees and everything on the maps and the buildings and everything should be loaded in before you jump out of the plane on PUBG, right? But on console, that's still not the case. All this damn horsepower that we have here, Bunny, that we're talking about, it depends on the developer, I guess, and how they want to implement that because there's no possible way that PUBG should be running at anything less than native 4K because it was running at native 4K on the Xbox One X.
So
So
it's like they
maybe
downgraded
a
it,
low to
maybe?
maybe at low to medium settings, but why the hell are we not seeing a PUBG right now that's native 4K high settings on Series X right now?
I mean, that goes for all of it, to be honest with you. I mean, think about it. Wasn't this supposed to be the generation where everything was supposed to be 4K 60, no compromises?
Well, to some, I mean, some people said that, not all of them. Some brands said that.
No, 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 no. But what I'm saying is I'm not talking about the games. I'm talking about the hardware people. The people who
Yeah.
were putting this hardware out there. Weren't they saying, "Oh, we're gonna have 4K 60 running, or our system will be able to run 4K 60, blasey, blasey, blasey,"
You gotta
which
remember that, buddy.
which caused everybody to rush out and buy these consoles and shit. And now and now they're saying, well, it boils down to what the developer wants to do.
And
Excuse me?
that has been a trend since last generation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm talking about. See, we can't help but bring this up, y'all, because I am being affected by it. But see, I also have an RTX 3080 build that I can go to. But for those people that don't,
And then I want to hit something Charles Charade said here. Charles said, I mean, not Charles, Lord, Fatal Charade. I'm mixing people up. I'm sorry, y'all. I blame the cold medicine. Fatal Charade says, I get better frame rates and frame times on PC than I do on consoles. I swear, timed exclusivity is dumb. People actually want to see more pretty lights and backgrounds in a battle royale game. Those consoles are capable of 4K 60 across the board. These consoles are capable of 4K 60 across the board. So that goes down to, if they're capable of it, that boils down to the developer.
and that's the problem that I have because see, I need to know this before I drop my $500. See, you have to tell me this shit far in advance. So, you know what I mean? I don't get all hyped. Like, finally, we're here. RDNA2 and all this, and DLSS, whatever, and all this other shit. I need to know this before I drop that five because, see, somebody like me, I'm going to pinpoint all of these shortcomings, right? Because I'm like, okay, I could have just put this 500 into my PC bill, shit. So why am I, you know what I'm saying? And I can't just sit back and accept it as it is what it is because I dropped my 500. Now I do like the experience of playing games on the Series X, Bunny. Not in all cases, but overall I do like it. Like it is enjoyable to jump on games like Road Company and play at 120 hertz. It's buttery smooth. Call of Duty when it's in it. So that's Call of Duty is still not working. Like I cannot get 120 hertz no matter what the hell I do. I have a 120 hertz TV that I play on PC, and everything is unlocked, money with no problems. I get back over on Series X and I try to unlock it. Ray tracing is unlocked, but not 120 hertz. So I still haven't even been able to experience that yet. Some people have. Some people have said that they had to restart their system. And I just think back to what you said. It's just not ready yet. I know they're working on it, y'all, but charge me 400 until you get that shit right. Then I give you the other 100. You
And
know?
then we have Uncompetitive in the chat. What's up, Uncompetitive? And I'm so sorry, Fatal. It's just that I've been like super sick in my medicine and I'm mixing up names. He says his new name is Chuck Sherrod. And then Fatal also says, there are times where I want to scalp my console simply because I get virtually no use out of it.
Yo, uncompetitive.
And then Fatal Sherrod also says, I bought COD on PC for the sole reason of protecting my console. I mean, it's a crazy situation when you look at it. It's like I said, these companies tell you what you want to hear to get your money, and then turn around and be like, oh well, we have no control over it. The system can do that, but you need to go talk to the developers.
Yo, I got to go back to Rome again, and we got to get Rome back on the show. Hey, y'all, we'll talk about it at some point. But next, you know, me and Bunny were talking, and next month we're gonna start back up with the guest and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be giving y'all details and everything. But look, got to go back to Rome again, man, because he broke down something else about brand loyalty. Hell of a video, y'all. Hell of a video, Bunny. It just makes you think. You know, so are you are not loyal to any damn brand. Hence the reason why you're now on PS4 because PS4 is finally giving you Dark Pictures, Anthology, and other games like Death Stranding and other games that you could jump into and enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm. But Dark Picture Anthology, Little Hope was the reason that I got it. Yes.
But some people are stuck on the brand loyalty so hard. Bunny, I don't want to jump the gun. So if I'm jumping the gun, let me know. I don't want to jump the gun here, but I'm thinking about it as we flow. some people are stuck to the brand loyalty, and it is what it is. Like,
I mean, that goes back to, they've been loyal for so long. Like, I've never been loyal to a company. I could tell you that much right now. I went from Nintendo to PlayStation to Xbox to PlayStation back to Nintendo.
yeah,
Now I'm on Nintendo and PlayStation.
hmm
And it doesn't go by, I don't have a loyalty as to saying, oh, well, they gave me all these great games, they gave me all this. And I even left consoles for a bit. Now, this is something else. I left consoles for a bit and was strictly a PC gamer.
but I do see some people, Nintendo fans included, Bunny. Now I'm not saying that's you.
They just, no, but they're
they
just
they,
like
they make
so
excuses
stuck.
now. They make excuses now. They now some of them will raise hell, but other ones will be like, just shut up, guys. We've been through this before, and we $60 for Skyward Sword is not that bad. It could have been more, and so I am seeing this all over the place.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like me and Fatal Charade, we were talking on Twitter about the Skyward Sword. Nintendo know they're going to get people to buy it. Okay, they already know people are going to buy it, and that thing is going to sell more than what it sold on the Wii. We already know it. But for my own conscience, I know I'm not going to buy it. Fatal Charade says he's not going to buy it. Okay? It boils down to, it's almost like the Me Too movement.
Yeah,
Don't do the shit and then bitch and complain later about how you got ripped off. But your addiction is so bad that you had to buy it. Don't do those things. If you're
yeah,
going to buy it, you're going to buy it. If you're not, you're not. Okay? Then don't buy it. Don't sit and bitch and then still buy it. That's my whole thing about the whole thing. Like, people up here like so surprised that it's going to be $60. What do you expect? You've been screaming at Nintendo for years to bring it to the Switch. They're like, oh, we have a demand. Let's give it to them. Oh, it's $60, y'all. Well, what do you expect? Like, let's go. Let this lead into the Pokemon Direct. The Pokemon Direct show Pokemon Snap. I already knew I wasn't getting Pokemon Snap. They're remaking Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. It's going to be Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Okay. Me personally, I wasn't asking for a remake of those two. That's all the old fans of it who has nostalgia feelings. They're remembering their past and their childhood, so they want those remade because they're quote unquote the best two Pokemon. I
yeah.
need more information before I commit if I'm going to buy those or not. They did not show me enough to commit me to buy them. Now, granted, I'm a fan of Pokemon, but I'm not one of those blind fans who's going to rush out here and buy it. I need to see more info before I buy it. Okay.
All right, I gotta ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You ever made a blind purchase?
Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now, so what I'm thinking about as I'm hearing you speak is,
And you want me to tell you why I answered it like
I
that?
want to hear it. Go ahead, I want to hear it.
9 times out of 10, when I've made blind purchases like that, without like just like following blindly the masses, that
Yeah.
it ended up being shit, and I wasted my damn money.
I've done it too,
Okay,
buddy. Hey, money, I've done
we
it too, buddy.
all have done it,
I
and
can't lie.
I mean, we have all done it. But if you learn your lesson from it, you put on brakes. You're like, whoa, hold up. I need more information before I commit to this. Then you learned your lesson. But if you still following those blind masses, oh, this is going to be great. Yay. Throwing confetti and everything. And then you get in like, man, this was shit.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so brand loyalty, we talking about that. Rome says his loyalty is conditional. Now you rarely ever hear that. Most of the time you hear people break things down like it's unconditional. Rome Rush loves the hell out of some PlayStation, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as we're learning that it's not so much so that they could just do everything that they want to do to him as a consumer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have been notoriously known for trying to support my favorite developers, like CD Projekt Red, for example. We don't have to talk about
Mhm.
them, but I'm just saying they're one of my favorite developers. I love the hell out of the Witcher series and all that, right?
Mhm.
So I didn't mind throwing that $120 at them, like, hey, I gotta support y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
is
there's
there
one
anything wrong with
difference.
that? Is there anything wrong with that, in your opinion?
I mean, but see, there was a difference, okay, with that and you. You already wasn't getting it on consoles. Now, the Stadia and the PC versions were great versions, and all the reviews you saw was for PC. That's what you were getting it on anyway. Okay? Now, if you were going to be getting it on consoles, then yes, I think there would have been a problem with that because you were blindly following without seeing the console versions.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Like you
Yep.
already had made up your mind you weren't getting it on console. You had
Right.
already made up your mind that when they announced it for Stadia, you were planning on getting it for console or for PC. But when you heard it was going on Stadia,
Yeah.
you had your mind set on Stadia.
Yep.
But when you heard all the reviews of how great the game was, it was all PC.
Okay. So have you ever purchased something to support your favorite devs or those devs that you appreciate and respect? Have you ever done anything like that? Because and have you ever been a part of a Kickstarter? Because I'm thinking about people.
I do
You know,
Kickstarters. Like I can tell you right now, I have 3 Kickstarters going for 3 different games.
dope. All right. Do
Okay.
you want to share which games? Which games?
The first one is Uiden Chronicles. Do
Okay.
you remember the Sudoku
Yep.
on the older consoles with the same developer who did that game, the same writer creator of that game series?
Uh huh.
He made his own studio. It's called, I think, Bear and Rabbit.
Yeah.
And this is a spiritual successor to Sudoku. It's awesome. It looks awesome. It was a game, the Kickstarter game that I showed you.
Right.
Um, so I back that. It's not coming out to 2022.
Uh huh.
Um, so I back that game. The second game I backed, the Kickstarter just ended for it, is called Ova Magica. It's
Yeah.
a farm sim game, like like Stardew and like Harvest Moon. It was inspired by these games.
Yep.
Um, it's actually started like Stardew was, where it was one lady creating the whole game. And she kickstarted it, and the Kickstarter just ended. It's due to come out later this year. But I saw gameplay of it. It looks awesome. Now, have I ever been burnt by Kickstarter? Yes, I have been burnt by Kickstarter. It took a long time for the whole situation to straighten itself out, but it ended up getting straightened out. And then my third Kickstarter is for a game called Coral Island. And yes, it's another farm dating sim game. And you're on a coral reef island, and you get to like go diving and all this type of stuff. And there's merfolk in it. That game I think is slated. Is that the game? No, that game might be slated for this year, and Over Magica might be slated for 2022. But yes, small games like that, small developers. If the game looks interesting enough to make me drool over it, then yes, I will back it and go into it blindly. If it sucks, it's my own fault.
So basically, what you're saying is
But
it's
larger,
okay. There's nothing
it,
wrong with it.
it's nothing wrong with it, no. But if it's a larger studio, like I could tell you one game I didn't back or kickstart is when Platinum Games went to Kickstarter for Wonderful 101. Okay. I didn't back that game. I still haven't even bought the game because I didn't like how they handled the things. But I didn't back the game. It all depends on the developer and things like that. Yes, we all rush in and make hasty judgments on games. We all do. We think the game is going to be phenomenal, and it's not. Okay. Um, can you blame us? No. You got to also look at the hype and the marketing of it. but you also have to have a reserve. Like for me, I'm looking at these Pokemon games. I'm a Pokemon fan, but I'm not blindly saying, okay, I'm gonna definitely get it. I'm sitting here saying I need more info.
All right.
Some games, I sit there like I need more info on, and I need to know more before I buy it. But if they put out a demo, hey, I got more info. I play the demo. I know instantly whether I'm gonna buy it or not the moment I play that demo.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I wasn't contradicting myself when I'm out here, telling people that, hey, man, that brand loyalty is suspect, man. That's kind of, you know what I mean?
You
And then
have to
here I am,
do no,
but here
but
I
what
am
I'm
dropping
saying,
here I am open. I got a GeForce Now account open, and it's just there. I'm a founder. I just pay the money on it every month. You know what I'm saying? Ubisoft Connect, Game Pass. I got all these subscriptions active, and I'm just giving them my money. I looked at my statement this morning. I'm looking at the list of the 14.99s that was coming out from every angle. You know what I'm saying? And the 5.99 and the 9.99. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm kind of generous right now. But at the
but
same time, Bunny, I love the service that they provide, and I just wanted to get your perspective because see, you never know you have a habit until somebody that you know and trust tells you that you got a damn problem. So I
but
wanted to make
here's
sure
the
I didn't have a problem.
difference. But see, here's the difference with brand loyalty. Brand loyalty, I classify as, let's say, you know how some people are only on PlayStation and will never play PC, never play Xbox, never play Nintendo.
Right.
That's brand loyalty. You you have a bunch of different subscriptions to a bunch of different servers. So it's not like you tied to one
Got it. Yeah, I know.
server. What I mean?
Yep.
Like I have
I mean,
some, like I
can it be, so in my case, can it be multiple
but see
brands,
that's the
loyalty?
thing. But see that's the thing. You're loyal to them all, but you're willing to give them all a try. It's not like you're sitting here saying, "Oh, I will never play this."
I'm loyal to the brand, the game industry. And I think that we're all supporting the industry when we buy these games, right? And I don't think there's
Hmm.
anything wrong with that, right? So I get what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not
There
like
is
you
a
sitting
problem
here saying,
when
it,
Nintendo is the only thing you'll ever try because you love the look of the console, you love the innovation, right? That's brand loyalty.
exactly.
I got you.
Like people were saying, I'm a brand loyal to Nintendo. No, I'm not. Nintendo don't do something I don't like, then I'm not going to do it. Like I think in the beginning, like you couldn't understand why I was only on Nintendo and not trying all these different consoles. But then when I saw a game I wanted, I went right out and bought the console.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not that I'm loyal to Nintendo. It's just the fact of you got to show me something I want to play. I'm not going to just blindly buy your shit without knowing there's something on it I want to play.
Got it.
I mean,
All
I
right.
got burned like that before. No, that shit ain't happening again. You got to show me. I have a rule now for buying consoles, okay? I don't just run out here and blindly buy every willy nilly console. I got to have at least 5 games that make me really want to buy your console. Like, I didn't buy my Switch on launch. I waited till 5 games came out that I really wanted on my Switch before I bought it. With the PlayStation 4, games have been coming out that I wanted, but nothing that pushed me to be like, I gotta have it now. Until Little Hope came out. And even then I was still looking at my options, like which one would be best to get it on Xbox or PlayStation, which would give me more games that I really wanted to play.
Yeah, Bunny, for me, I go back and forth. I feel buyer's remorse sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm
Mhm.
listening to Bunny speaking in the left side of my brain, like, yeah, I told you, Storm, I told you. You know what I'm saying? I told this is why me and Tronny we do what we do. I'm hearing that on one side, and on the other side, I'm like, yo, but Black Ops Cold War runs so damn good. So you know what I'm saying? I believe in balance, and
Mhm.
but I also get confused at times because I'm like, damn, man, I could have waited and
Hey,
enjoy my.
I'm gonna be straight honest with you. Right now, you're not the only person saying that.
I'm just keeping it real.
You are not the only person who is saying that they could have waited on these next gen consoles. And some of them are content creators, and they're like, the only reason they have it is because they are a content creator. But they said if
Right.
they weren't a content creator, they would have waited at least 6 months before they bought these next gen consoles.
So do we have an addiction? I'm just asking now. Do I have an addiction to the new and shiny?
Yes, you do.
Damn.
But the thing is a you haven't you here's how you have to answer that question. Because when we were first talking about it, you were always throwing this up to me, talking about, well, I'm a content creator. I want to get the content out in this new group, juicy group
Yeah.
graviness, right?
Yeah.
You
Because
here's the
wait, if you snooze, you lose.
right, but here's the question you need to ask yourself. If you weren't a content creator, would you have rushed out and bought these new consoles?
Hey, Bunny, let me think. Give me 10 seconds to think about it real quick. Hold on.
You're fine.
No, with no interruptions. Hold on.
You're
Would I
fine.
have bought the damn console if I wasn't? Yeah. Oh, $500 that I could have saved or put towards a PC or Stadia or whatever. I probably would have been okay with waiting until I saw something worthwhile, Bunny. I probably would
Then
have been okay with waiting. I ain't gonna lie.
then
'Cause
then then I will take back my statement of you have an addiction. You don't have an addiction. You just was thinking with your channel focus before your before what you absolutely needed. Do
yeah,
you see the difference there?
yo, this is a good ass conversation because Bunny, it makes me think. Yeah, it's good to put these videos up there that some people might not ever jump in. They might never go to the next generation of console. They might skip and go every other generation. Some people might say I'm perfectly fine with what I have right now, and but I will definitely like to check out Project Storm's footage on this new game in 4K or whatever. So yeah, that's why I kind of jumped in the way I did.
Yeah,
You know,
but if you did not have your channel, that's the true question to whether or not you have an addiction or not. If you did not have your channel, would you? And that's what I'm hearing from a lot of content creators. A lot of content creators are saying that if they weren't content creators, they would have waited to buy these consoles.
and my reason, Bunny, is because I saw the videos. I saw people's accounts on Twitter and everything. They're sharing their accounts on with the issues they were having and all that. So, I'm not dumb. I'm definitely not trying to jump into something and waste my damn money. Now, I have had my console freeze a few times. I know Project Kill, my brother that came in earlier, he came in and he's had issues with freezing and Black Ops locking up and stuff like that and all this stuff. And my controller, I've been having controller sync issues and a little bit of what I think is latency at times if I'm not playing games with VRR on and stuff like that. So it's been kind of I have not been like this is the real damn deal consistently 100%. Like, and I'm not even just talking about game releases, money. I'm talking about the tech of the console, like what it's providing
Mm-hmm.
for my current games and how it's enhancing those games and all that stuff. That's what I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what you gotta think about. If you did not have your YouTube channel, would you still have bought these consoles?
Well, all right, we can go ahead and move on because I think I know the answer.
But this also ties into a question you asked me some weeks ago that I could never answer. Remember when you had asked me, you said, if gaming goes all digital, would I still be a gamer?
Yep.
And you remember I was up in the air about it. I
Yep.
finally had an answer to that question.
Well, I want to hear it.
Okay, the answer is it all depends. And the reason it all depends is because if gaming went all digital, typically right now, I only spend no more than $30 on digital games. I cannot fathom spending full price for a digital game. So most of my digital games, I only spend like no more than $30 on. Okay.
Right.
If gaming goes all digital and they expect me to pay $70 for an all digital game, hell no, I'm not going to be a gamer. I'm
Depends
going to
on the
go
game.
up.
I mean,
No,
Bunny. What if this is What if this is Dark Pictures and it's some dope shit like new DLC and all this stuff included with that purchase price?
if it's all digital where I can't get a physical, then most likely no. It still will be a no because I know I can get that bitch on sale. I would wait for that bitch to go on sale. I typically do. There's very few all digital games that I buy on day one launch.
I'm having a hard time just just I'm not having a hard time believing it, but I'm just trying to imagine a scenario where you bundle in some DLC, like Destiny 2, for
But if
example.
it's a brand new game, there won't be any DLC.
Well, okay, so they could give you exclusive content, like free gears and clothes and stuff, like
I
clothes
mean,
and weapon skins and stuff.
so you're telling me that you're paying $70 for free skins and shit, then you still have to pay another 25 for the like here's the reason I say this, right? Let's look at a game that I'm thinking about getting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that game is Final Fantasy 15. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Look at this, okay? Final Fantasy 15, when it came out, you know the broken mess it came out in, the state it
Yep.
came out in. They charged $60 for that game. It was $59.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you know, common price. Hell, Cyberpunk was $59.99. But then they had the season pass, which was, I believe, $24.99.
Right.
So right now you're up to what, about $85? Okay. Then they came out with the Royal Edition. So if you had already bought the game and you had already bought the DLC, the Royal to upgrade to the Royal Edition was $15.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at
Yeah.
$100 right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
Tell me why I could go buy it physically now. Everything I just included, brand new for $20 physical.
That still doesn't deter me from buying the game digital because the convenience of the digital purchase and all that stuff, Bunny. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you don't have to worry about scratching your disc and somebody stealing your shit, or you loaning your disc to a friend and then they scratch it up, or you never, you know what I'm saying? It's just I can go anywhere and download my
But
games and start playing. I can go anywhere, and now we have cross.
my point is, I don't even know. I gotta look up and see how much it is digitally for the Royal Edition. Let me look here
But,
real quick.
but check it
I'm
out.
looking at something else real quick.
All
But
right, so
continue
look.
talking.
All right, so we live in the era now with cross progression, y'all, cross play, for example, right? Think about how dope it is if you got your game digital. You hear what I'm saying? You don't have to
I
worry
hear
about the
what you're
hard drive
saying.
space. I mean, you don't have to worry about that because now everything can be in the cloud. That's part of the digital. But I'm just thinking about the whole big picture. Now, I will say this, Bunny, and I want your thoughts on this when you get a chance.
Go ahead, talk. You know, I can
All right, yeah.
multitask.
So these companies, y'all, are out here with these subscriptions lined up. I know this is not rocket science or anything like that. They got these subscription services lined up on deck for our asses, right? Because they know that people are going to complain about that $70 digital game. So now, if we can convince the developers to jump on board, that game doesn't look like $70 anymore. It looks like a $9.99 or $14.99 subscription. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking now of how they're moving. I can read the moves that they're making because people do look at price points and be like, oh hell no, not doing
Okay,
that.
so here's my point, right? So
Yeah.
let's say with Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
You bought the game digitally for $60. You got the season pass for $25. You got upgraded to the Royal Edition for another $15. You're at $100, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize digitally the PlayStation Store is selling that game that you paid $100 to get everything for, with everything in it right now for $35.99?
And you know why? You know why, right? Like I think I now in some cases
No,
I,
but this is the reason. This is the reason I say I never buy. It's very, very rare I buy a digital game at full price. I usually wait for sales.
yeah, I get you. But some people are paying for the convenience of the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So they don't mind. It's like they know that they're about to get. I mean, if you really think about it, y'all, like to bring up some of those things that I just mentioned again, like when you think about the sheer convenience of what you're getting, you know what I'm saying? You really don't have to worry about your game getting damaged and all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying it's worth it for everybody. I'm not going to say that.
I mean, yeah,
But
because like the things
it's
that
worth it
you're
to a lot
bringing.
of people that believe in digital.
I mean,
It's
that's the
worth
thing.
to
That's the
not have to
thing.
get up and change the disc out and you can and you know what I'm saying? It's just it really is a convenience. And I think people do pay for convenience and luxuries every single day.
I
So
mean,
this is
yes,
just
you pay for convenience and luxuries, but for some people, the conveniences you that the quote unquote things that are conveniences for you, like you don't have to worry about getting up and changing your disc. You can just jump from game to game. You don't have to worry about your disc getting damaged, things like that. Okay.
and then
Yes,
here's another big one. Remember when people was modding the 360s and all that? You know what I'm saying? I won't or will say what I'm guilty of that myself. But check this out.
hmm
Back in that day where people were, you know, they were modding the hell out of games, man. And honestly, if you look at it, I understand why. But you look at the fact that people get access to, you know, stuff like that. It kind of hurts the developers, right? So if the developers are no longer, if they can't afford to keep their doors open, now you're missing out on your favorite developer making certain games and stuff. Now I'm not saying
people still mod the hell out of shit.
I know they do. I
I
know they
have a
do.
friend who jailbreaks damn near every system she gets just so that she could download free shit. I warned her. I said, "Don't do it with your damn Switch, because Nintendo. The moment you take that bitch online, Nintendo will brick your shit." That's the thing. Like that's been happening ever since consoles have been able to go online. People have been modding the hell out them bitches and getting free access to stuff.
Yeah.
That's been since the beginning of them allowing us to connect it to the internet, because it's basically just a little computer that can connect to your TV.
So what I'm saying is I know it sounded a little bit confusing at first, but what I'm getting at is the fact that I love something like a Stadia, y'all, cloud gaming, like X Cloud, and the fact that you don't have to worry about certain modders and shit like cheating in these games. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really do like that because I like to play on a competitive level. So over on Stadia, we don't have to worry about that unless it's a cross-play game. Then you still play with Xbox gamers and PC gamers and all that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Bunny, the games that you can only play on Stadia, for one example, I have not run across nothing that I thought was cheating. There's no head scratching moments like, damn. Like just the other day, we were playing Road Company. Yesterday, actually, we played Road
Mm-hmm.
Company. We get hit with a one shot. I got hit through a damn wall and all this stuff. And I know it's because people can manipulate this hardware.
Hey,
But
Joey Joe, what's
I
up?
think that's one of the biggest things for me that I would like to see games go digital the most. It's because we don't have to worry about that dumb shit. Too much of that. Now people will find workarounds and all that, but it would be harder for them to cheat without manipulating the hardware, in my opinion.
I mean, let's if everything goes all digital, the only way you're going to get away from cheating like that is if you have Stadia where somebody else is controlling the data center. But if everything's all digital, whether it's on the Switch, everything's all digital on the PlayStation, everything's all digital on the Xbox, you can still mod those systems because it's in your hands. So even if it's all digital, Even with your all digital Xbox, or if you get the all digital PlayStation 5, somebody's gonna come out with a mod where you can mod the hell out of that system.
Yeah, some people. Hey,
I
here's
mean,
another.
the only way to get away from that is like Stadia, Luna, things like that, where there's somebody else who controls the hardware.
Here's another one, Bunny. People keep talking all this stuff like, yo, man, if you go Stadia in the cloud and go digital like that, then what happens when your game when it shuts down and you can no longer play your game? Well, I'm like, shit, I don't buy games over it now. And here's the thing. Now, here's the thing. There's two sides to it as I'm speaking. I understand both sides. When
Mm-hmm.
Xbox went down the other day, Xbox Live went down for 5 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could play Outriders. Nobody can play whatever the fuck they wanted to play
Mm-hmm.
online, right? They couldn't
Mm-hmm.
do it. They just couldn't do it. It just wasn't possible. Why? Because Xbox Live shut the fuck down. Now,
Mm-hmm.
now, unless I wanted to choose, now I'm being forced to go play single player. I don't want to play no damn single player. I paid for Call of Duty to play multiplayer, so I'm waiting at that time any damn way if a service goes down. We're all waiting. You waiting right by me, like damn, I can't play either, Storm. And I'm gonna call Rome and everybody else and Joe and everybody, Harry in the chat and everybody. Hey, can y'all get on? Nah, I can't get on either. So we
Mm-hmm.
all in the same damn boat at that point. So
I mean, that's what happened with me with Monster Hunter World. I was playing Monster Hunter World. I was trying to log into Monster Hunter World. PlayStation Network was down. So it told me that I couldn't go online, but I could play offline and my progress would be saved as if I was online playing it. And I was okay with it because at that time I didn't want to play with anybody. I was playing by myself anyway. None of my
yeah.
friends who play Monster Hunter World was online. But
Mm-hmm.
that's like services like that, and that's the one thing like with Stadia. If your internet goes down, even your single player games, you're pretty screwed on.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
see,
and
that's what
that's
I'm saying. But Stadia has gone down less than Xbox or PlayStation. I remember I rocked with Xbox and PlayStation. They have gone down. I don't know about Nintendo. I don't know the frequency of how much they've been going down in the last 5, 10 years. But I know I can count on
um
both hands how many times Xbox Live has been down or having issues and all that
I
stuff.
mean,
Experiencing.
we can count on one hand right now, probably two hands, how much has been down in the last 6 months.
So what I'm
Uh,
saying is, it happened. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You still gonna be shit out of luck. So you can't just put for those people that try to spin that narrative like about the cloud and the future of the cloud. What happens when it goes down? Same shit that happens when it goes down today. You're gonna be shit out of luck, or you're gonna be playing single player. But I hope you didn't buy PUBG and Call of Duty to play multiplayer like Warzone and all that shit just
but
flat
see,
out.
that's the thing. Here's the thing: like people always try to make that narrative about, well, if you're playing multiplayer, you gotta look at both sides of the coin. Like I play, if you play mostly multiplayer games, you're
Yeah,
shit out of luck. Let's put it out there. If you play mostly multiplayer games, when your platform of choice that server goes down, you're shit out of luck. Whether it's Stadia, Stadia, whether it's Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation. If you play mostly multiplayer games, you're shit out of luck.
right.
Now, if you play single player games, and this is where they're getting you, and this is with Nintendo, we found out during the snowstorm in Texas with Xbox, with Game Pass. See, with Nintendo, with the Switch, remember how I said I don't have a Switch Lite? I would love to own a Switch Lite, but it's too much of a hassle to have a Switch Lite and a regular Switch, right?
Yeah,
The reason is with the Switch is you have to make one of them your primary system and one your secondary system. So if you make your Switch Lite your primary system and make your docked Switch your secondary system, on your primary system you can play all the games you bought and downloaded, right? You can
yep,
play them with no problems. Okay?
yeah, yeah,
But your secondary switch is always have to be online. And the reason is because when you log into that game that you've downloaded, it's got to ping the system to let the system know to verify that you purchase that game and you're allowed to play it on that console under that account. Okay?
Therefore, you still will need everything to be
You
working on
still
mine.
need to have an internet system for your secondary switch. For some people with Game Pass, when their power went out or when their internet went down during the snowstorm in Texas, I saw one guy online like, I can't play nothing on Game Pass. He couldn't play single player, he couldn't play multiplayer. Come to find out, when you're online, you have to go into your Game Pass settings on the internet and enable so you would be able to play it if the system goes offline.
Huh.
You have to go in and do that. Or else your single player games that's on Game Pass, you may not be able to access it if your internet goes down.
Well, let me
And,
go to the
and the reason is because it has to ping the system to let them know that, hey, you bought this digitally.
right. Let me go to the chat because you know our homie, our brother right here. You know, Rome.
Hey,
You got to go to the
wait a minute.
Oh,
Joey Joe.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, Joey Joe, what's up?
What's going
Joey
on,
Joe
Joe?
is
Hope
in
you're
a.
feeling good, man. Thanks for joining
Yes.
in. So Rome said digital gives these companies too much control. I don't want it at all. Remember, I said I can understand both sides, man. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that people are willing to stand up like, hell no, we don't want you to have that kind of control. But Bunny, to a certain degree, they are in control any damn way. Because think about it, y'all. They're setting these prices. They're telling us it's for the industry because now these games are more expensive. So we got to accept that $70 if we want to play Spider Man and all that. You know what I'm saying?
And this is my thing.
We got
I'm
to accept that
okay.
$70 because you know what? They damn sure ain't about to go backwards and say, oh, no, no. All right, Storm and Rome, y'all. We're going to go $50 because shit, we rock with y'all, man. You got a good point.
No. Here's my thing. I'm okay with the price increase in physical. Because, like I said, you got to pay for space renting, you got to pay for printing, you got to pay for this, shipping, all that. I can understand physical going up in price. But what I can't understand or can't fathom is why you can't shave at least $5 off that digital price. So people who were buying it digitally feel like, hey,
I
you.
agree. I,
I
I
mean,
do
that's
agree.
the thing. If it's $70, I can understand prices going up for physical. I'll pay. You're talking to somebody who buys $100 collector's editions. I'm okay with a physical going up in price, but the fact that you're making physical and digital the exact same price, something's got to give there. And
Yeah,
if
and I
they
know
want people to accept this digital culture, if they want people to accept the digital culture, they need to think about lowering those digital prices. If they had released 10 years ago when they started doing digital games, had they said digital games were going to be $10 cheaper, I guarantee you people who wanted to save money would have jumped board and went all digital.
Yeah, and it's always a good conversation to have. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, it's just these kind of conversations need to go take place because we are the consumers. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, we don't want to see these companies have full control over what. But so what I'm saying, it might be a little wiggle room and a little flexibility,
Hmm.
y'all, if
Hmm.
things were to go digital, say if in a digital world. And again, I can see it both ways, but I still lean more toward the digital side because of all the good things like the cloud and everything. You got to bundle all that into the digital, right? So,
Hmm.
um, I think if we use our voices and our wallets, we can make a lot of things shake. You know what I'm saying? We can make a lot of things
Hmm.
happen. So even if things did go digital, um, I think there's
And that
still
goes back to what I was saying. I'll just wait till everything goes on sale. I don't spend no more than $30 on a digital, even with like prime example, right?
yeah.
So I play ESO, Elder Scrolls Online,
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
and on ESO, like the new, not the new one that just got announced, but up until then, the Greymore Collector's Edition, right? It included Greymore, all the past expansions, all everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally that is $79.99.
Yeah.
Okay, 79 or 89.99 digital. That's the digital price of it, right?
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I don't know. I like the game because I only had the base game at the time. Yeah, I like the base game. I like this. Tell me why at Christmas they put that bitch on sale for 26.99.
Because they can.
No, but my point is they put that bitch on sale for 26.99. Guess who swooped in and scooped it up?
Bunny. And that's what I
Bingo.
would pay. But you know, a
And
lot of
I will wait. I will wait till that bitch goes on sale to a price that, like I said, $30 or less. I have no problem spending $30 or less for digital games. Hell, I
yo,
can show you games that's on my wish list on my Switch right now that I put on there. If I'm getting the physical copy, I put it on my wish list to remind myself I want to get this game. But if it's a digital game, I'm waiting till I get that email that says, "Oh, it's on sale." Or if it's $30 or less, hey, I own this game now.
yeah, the pricing thing to me is not really that big of a deal. Only because, and I say this only because, if you choose to pay, if you feel like you said it yourself, if you see that game is valuable to you,
Yep.
then that price can be whatever you want, you're willing to pay because it's valuable to
Yes.
you, right? So that's why
Yes.
I pay $80 for Madden every year. I brought that up. Well, it's less now with thanks to EA Access and EA Play or whatever, it's less. So I get to pay like, you know, I only pay like a little less than a little over 60, like maybe 60. Can't remember shit, but I know it's like a good little discount that I'm paying instead of that full
Mhm.
$80. But
Mhm.
I get to get game early. It's delivered digitally to me, not a
Mhm.
disc that they had to put in the mail and send to me, right?
Mhm.
They deliver that shit instantly for me to play,
Mhm.
right? 3 days early
Mhm.
before everybody else gives me the edge.
Mhm.
So think about Bunny. If you have a console that's failed, we all had the 360, we had the Red Ring of Death. Check this
Mhm.
out. You gotta wait. They're gonna send you a box. You send that shit back to them. They take 2 weeks, fix that mug, and you still might get a pre-owned system when you get it back or whatever. It might not be a brand new Xbox or some shit. So think about it. All that's eliminated, y'all. I'm just giving the argument for the side of the digital. I think
But
it's inevitable. I think it's inevitable. We got to talk about it now. I think it's inevitable. I think you're about to see a heavy dose of Game Pass and X Cloud and Halos and the Forzas
see,
and all this
eh,
stuff bundled in. You know what I'm saying? And Sony now seems to be following suit
yes,
because now they set up the PS Plus. What is it called?
PS Plus.
The PS Plus, whatever it's called, right? For
It's
to be
called
like
PS
the
Plus.
all right, PS
Oh
Plus.
no,
So,
no, 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 no.
but
There's
it's the
PS.
PS
Okay, there's
collection.
there's
It's
two.
the,
There's two. There's the
it's the
PS
collection
Plus,
or something, right?
and there's the PS Now.
Oh no,
The
I'm saying
PS Now is they're all streaming service.
I know, but I'm talking about like their collection thing that's kind of like Game Pass. Like they're gonna use it to combat Game Pass. It seems
Oh,
that way.
you talking about the one that they're putting the free games on, like new
Yeah,
game? That's
yeah.
PS Plus. It's
All right.
$60 a year.
So, but what I'm saying is they're kind of like they're gonna eventually line things up to compete with what Game Pass is gonna be doing. And they will be
Hmm.
smart to do so. So the companies have to kind of follow suit. You know what I mean? Nintendo goes their own little way. That's
But
Nintendo.
if but the thing is with Nintendo, see, and this also boils down to something we also talked about, Storm. I
What
think
up?
the reason these companies are going this route is because I think the hardware for at home play is getting capped.
That's what
It's
I'm
getting
saying.
to
So
the
that's what
that's
I'm
getting
talking.
to it's
That's
getting
what,
to a point where the consoles and everything are getting capped to where the next phase is jumping to PC.
but this is what I'm saying. See, some people are just looking at it like killing my console when it could be the saving gaming itself, the evolution
Hmm.
of gaming, giving us the games that we never could visualize. That could be a part of that as well. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Like,
so it's
I
a
mean,
catch
hey,
twenty
Bunny, you
two.
can't continue to give people all this power in a console without sacrifices and stuff. You just can't
I
continue to do
mean,
that.
I've always said that you can't continue to give all the people want all this power but don't want to pay for it.
Right.
I mean, like look at what happened with the PS3 when they launched that bitch at what, 600 and some dollars, or
Yeah.
was it $700? All I remember
It was
was it was
600.
more.
600 for
Yeah,
the fat boy. I got the fat boy. You know what I'm saying? The one that
yeah.
looked like the Joy Foreman grill. Yes, I did.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You got those are factors that you have to look into. But and then again, it boils down to, like I said, our choice as to whether or not we're going to continue. Like for me, if everything goes all digital, it depends on the price of the digital games. Okay, whether or not I'll buy them. 9 times out of 10, like I'm a person who buys physical. Typically, I buy day one. Typically, okay. Companies got to factor that in. So if I'm buying something physical day one, but if on digital I wait till it go on sale, you got to think about all that day one revenue you might be losing out on for people who do buy physical, who do buy day one. Um, it's a catch 22 either way they look at it. Now, what they might do is limit how many physical copies they sell of games. Prime example is Atalia Ryza, the first one for the PlayStation 4. It came out on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
Now, a few weeks ago, I purchased the first. There's a Telluride 1 and a Telluride 2. Now, there was a shortage of a Telluride, the first one on the Nintendo Switch. So much so that they had to do a reprint of it because it was in such high demand. Right now, you can look on eBay and find the first Telluride brand new for the Nintendo Switch going for $90 plus. Okay.
yeah,
Now, about 3, 4 weeks ago, I purchased the first Italia Riser because I was like, fuck that. I am not paying no $90 for this game on the Switch. So I picked it up for the PlayStation 4. And I got it for $63, including shipping on eBay, brand new. Less than 2 weeks later, the price of that game skyrocketed for physical because the company is a limited supply that the company released. And now the physical collectors are trying to get it, but it's going for $100 plus used. Not brand new, used for the PlayStation 4. So if they trying to push gamers into more digital from physical, that's most likely what they're going to do is limit the stock of physical to force
yeah,
people. Because like I have friends who want to get the game, like Tronny wants to get a Telluride, the first one, but she's like me, she prefers physical. Well, now because of the price skyrocket, she's like, because she was looking at a copy of it for $60, it skyrocketed to 120. So she's like, well, I guess I'm forced to buy it digitally now.
yo, and see, there's always some good points on each side. Again, Rome here
Mm-hmm.
says, and I want to go through the chat real quick, but Rome says
Go for it.
I save a ton of money buying used games too. Absolutely right, and that right there cannot be overlooked at all, bro. Because a million
But
people millions of people are in that situation where shit, they might not even have a car. So this is how it kind of plays into both sides, Bunny. They might not have a car to get to the GameStop to trade in the damn game in the first place, or they might not have a car to get to the store at all, but they can go online because they have internet. Internet costs less than a car in the short term. You know what I'm saying? So
then on the
I can
flip
see it. I
side,
can see it both ways. I like the conversation, and I can see it on either side. I just don't like for it to be heavily push one direction like it's the gospel.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And
I don't
then
like for the digital boys to shut down the physical boys and stuff. Or
yeah,
girls
and then on
or
the
girls.
flip side of it, you got to think about it like this also. GameStop's business model was selling used games. At the beginning of the PS4 and Xbox One days, the developers and those companies were mad that GameStop was making all this money off of reselling the used games and they weren't getting a cut of the profits. That's the reason they started pushing heavily towards digital, telling people, oh, it's a great convenience. You don't have to go to the store. You could download it straight to your system, was because they were trying to kill the used gaming market.
Yeah, I mean that's true. And you know
Hmm.
why though, right? You still there? Did we
Yeah,
lose you?
I'm listening. I'm
You
waiting.
know why? And all of that. I'm assuming that was done to protect. Was that done to protect the developers and or the industry in any form?
No, they just wanted part of that pie. They want
Damn.
to sell that game once. They get all the money. Because think about it like this: if you buy a game digitally, right,
Yeah.
and your friend wants to, and you finish beating the game, you can't turn around after you finish beating that game, turn around and give it to your friend to play. That shit's locked to you. And then so that forces your friend who's been watching you play this beautiful game, that forces your friend to go out and buy it.
See, that's what I'm saying. But see, all right. So all of this comes down to money. That's what's pushing the.
Bingo.
I know, but it's coming. It's pushing the industry forward as well, Bunny. Without this money, these companies are not going to be able to afford to give us these blockbuster games that we love to play every generation that we buy consoles for, right? Exclusively to play these games on. So
Yeah, but if you look at games like look at Cyberpunk, the debacle mess that Cyberpunk was, they remade all of their profits with pre-orders only. So they made all their money back and then some
yeah, but what I'm
before
saying
you
is,
even get into the used market.
it's kind of like raise your hand if you're guilty of this. Like I go in Burger King with a McDonald's cup and fill up my goddamn Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like yeah, these companies are trying to make money. I'm not pro
Mhm.
corporation. I'm
Right.
not saying that, but at the same time, I know that I have seen companies go under because they just because either Metacritic killed their game with bad reviews unfairly or some shit. I've seen this happen, right? So I care about the industry. That's no secret. We all
Mhm.
should. This is our hobby. Is what we do. So that's how I try to think. I try to think from every perspective, but I'm not advocating for the corporations to dick us over and take goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
I
trying to
mean,
say,
but that's I
I'm
mean
trying to
like
think, how can it work in a
I
realistic way that
mean
everybody's good?
and see and that's the thing like right now it boils down to money. They want the money. They, like even if they had made a partnership with GameStop to be like, okay, 10% of every used sale you do come to us, I think they would have been happier.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I mean?
yeah.
But the used market it used to be very huge here in the US. But when
Hmm.
GameStop came out talking about they made $10 billion in one fiscal year from selling used games, that developers got a little upset about that because they were like, yo, we make the money one time. That game could come through GameStop 5 or 6 times and they get to sell it at a profit each and every time. Because remember, when they sell new games, they don't get that full 60. They only get a portion of it. But anytime that game comes in, and you know how they sell it for $5 less, they sell it for 54.99.
Yep.
That's 100% full profit for them.
To completely understand. But what's your thoughts on this real quick? We got to get the chat some love. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Untitled says Microsoft originally planned to make the Xbox One discless, and I think it would have been a greater success if it had been all digital in 2013. What do you think?
People would have fought that too much.
They did.
I
Right.
mean that yeah, because the thing is they were trying to do that, but keep the physical media. Do you mean explain to you why I say that?
Yep.
They were making it. Remember how in 2013 they said you wouldn't be able to use used games.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to make it. They were trying to turn physical media like computer physical media to where you use that game once it registers to your system. Boom, that's it. No more. You can't pass it on.
Because they realize that money is being left on the table now as a business. If that's no money gaming, if that's your box, nobody's gaming, super duper box, 8K. You want to sell as many of those mugs that you can, as you possibly can. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they were trying to do was to turn it into DRM, where basically you buy the system, boom, you have your physical. Yeah, you're happy with still with your physical media, but you can't use used games anymore. That's what people fought against very, very hard. Now, uncompetitive is right. If they had decided just to make it all digital at that time, instead of trying to pull that you can't use gambit, it might have been more successful because more people would have adopted it because there was no other way to. But at the same time, people would have rebelled against it.
They would have
That's the
rebelled.
reason.
Hell yeah.
That's the reason Sony came out here and said, "Hey, you want to trade a game with a friend? This is how you do it." And you pass the disc to the friend.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That sold everybody on the PlayStation at the time
It
because
really
people.
was.
I mean, you got to think about it. You got two kids, right?
Yeah.
And you were able to scrounge up and get each one of them their own system. Okay, you telling me they can't share a game between the two systems when the other one's not playing it? But when I register this one game on this one Xbox, I have to buy a second copy for the other Xbox?
All I'm saying is we can expect now. Listen to how I say it now, because this shit is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
We can't always expect the discount. You know what I'm saying? The $5 discount all the time. You know, it just does not. It's not healthy. Now, yo, I done said it how many
No, no,
times?
no,
Because
no, no,
I
no,
know
no,
anytime we
no,
go in this
no.
direction,
No, wait a minute. You've lost me for a minute. What do you mean the $5 discount on what, hun? You
anything.
lost me
I was
when
just
you.
using that out. I was just throwing it out there as an example, right?
You mean
You know,
like on digital games?
on digital games or whatever.
Okay.
Everybody wants to load. Everybody wants to load on every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to pay $400. We were going up to $400. The console used to be $200. Why are we going up to $300? Because I just paid two last time. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
also I don't want to pay $70 for the games. Now, if that $70 are going to get us games like God of War and Horizon Forbidden West, and all these games are going to blow our damn minds like we've never seen before, whatever the case is, Bunny, then we can't expect to shoot that down in a way that you know that it takes away from that the budget to do so is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to put out there. Like at some point we have to understand that these companies are in it. They are the companies that's responsible for our enjoyment, right? Now we can say,
And
hell no, we paying $10, and the company
no,
is
no,
just
no, no, no.
we can no longer provide this service to you. Then I mean, so
I mean,
that's
and I can understand that. But if that's the case, right? And this is the argument some people want to say, right? Games
yeah.
go up to $70. Why don't you make physical 75? That way people feel like they're getting a discount. With people, it's not the fact that you're actually doing a discount, it's the fact that people want to feel like they're getting a discount.
Well, that's why
Just like
they
just
inflate prices in the beginning, then they depreciate. I mean, they
exactly.
sell and everything, and
That's
so
that's that's what I'm saying. You know, when you go to the grocery store, they jack them prices up and then they run a
yeah,
sale on them, and
yep.
you
And
feel
everybody
like
comes
you're
in
getting
and
a
like coaches
sale.
into the
So
sale.
that's all you have to do. Make physical games $75 and make digital games 70. You gonna see people like, oh well, wait a minute, hold up, I can get the same game and I pay $5 less. Oh yeah, let me jump on
But in the
digital.
same light, let's have a Steam sale where everything's regular price right now. Then tomorrow we starting the winter sale. Oh shit!
Bingo.
Now it's $20. But see, that's what I'm saying. It still could work both ways. So
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Digital, I have no problem with digital, but my thing is, my main thing with digital is a besides the fact that the server, if it's a multiplayer game, the servers can shut down, or or something like that happen. But my thing is I can't fathom paying the same price for physical as for digital. You put that shit on sale, I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, if I don't own the game and it's digitally on sale for less than what I could buy it for physically, I'll buy it because I feel like I'm getting a deal.
I mean, you feel like you're getting a deal.
People want to feel like they're getting a deal.
All right, well that's good. I mean, hey, no need to go on and on about it. I mean, I get it's just something that's always going to be a discussion piece, man. I just
Exactly. It's always going to be a discussion piece until the companies decide on what they're going to do. The reason it's such a discussion piece is because the game companies right now their hands are kind of tied because they're looking at it in both aspects. They're looking at, okay, well, we'll lose all these day one sales, physical sales, this, that, and the other. We'll also stop catering to the people who buy physical because they don't have internet access to get it digitally. And like, remember back in the day before, like, I never hooked my PlayStation 2 up to the internet. But how I used to get my PlayStation updates was I had to put the disc in and the game had an update on the disc for me. Some people still going like that with their systems because they don't take them online or they can't go online based on where they are. So until gaming worldwide catches up to the same vein, we're going to have the same issues.
All right, I hear it. I enjoyed the discussion, but I'm telling people, get ready for this cloud takeoff. Get ready for the era. There's money on the table for these companies. That's what they want. Please do not be
Yes.
shocked that in 5 to 10 years that you're seeing your favorite brand go over to this cloud. Man, I know people don't want to think about it. You know, just like CD from DVD. I'm used to CD, but DVD is better. Now I love DVD because it is better. I'm a believer. Yeah, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, Bunny? I'm used to 720p. I'm used to 480. 720 looks all right, but it's not worth that money. Now it is worth that money. It's dope. 1080p, 4K,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just a never-ending trend. And no matter what we want, one individual or two individuals can't determine what the fate of the industry is about to be. And that's what I'm just saying. I'm just trying to throw that out there because I'm not going to be disappointed. You know,
Oh, I'm
it's
never going to be
all digital.
disappointed. I'm going to never be disappointed because I understand things change. And it's my choice once they change how I handle it. And that's
But
just how it is.
you're gonna stop the growth of the industry for gamers like me. You're gonna stop. You're
How
gonna
is it? How is my choice on how I do things going to stop the growth of the industry for
because
you?
you're gonna say fuck it, and I ain't buying no more games. That's what I'm gonna do. I know what
And
I'm gonna do.
then
I'm gonna
and
get my
then
wallet, and
and
then
then
now,
how does
and then
that?
so then it's gonna come down to this, Bunny. I put out thousands of dollars for you to enjoy the game the way you want to game, but you're not trying to put that not even hundreds down to help me game the way I would like to see gaming go. You
But
know.
one person won't change the industry. Now, if a million people does it, or 10 million people do it, then that will change the industry. That's the one thing you got to think about. You
I
got to
know. I'm
also
just
think
using,
about.
I'm just thinking on a small scale for example's sake. But
I mean,
I
but that's the thing. Like I love physical media and you love digital media, but you don't want to buy digital media. I
I don't
mean,
want to buy
you
physical
don't
media.
want to buy physical media. So in the
It's
same
played out.
instance,
It's
so in the
played out.
same so in the
It's
same
played out.
instance, so in the
It's played
same
out.
instance, you're not supporting the way I want to game.
I am
So it's
because
a
I've
catch
done it.
twenty
I've already
two.
put my thousand. I built the foundation for your game and the way you want to game. I helped contribute to that foundation. But now
Yeah, and
everybody
then
so now
so
for the people who are against the digital and the cloud and all that, they want to slam the door shut when it's time for the cloud to party. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to come to the cloud party. I don't want no parties. I'm allergic to it. They want to close the damn door. Boom. No, y'all don't deserve the party. That shit ain't
it's
cool.
not even that. Yeah, you're right. That's not cool. Like, oh, like
That shit
how we
ain't
had
cool.
this conversation about how they're trying to shut it down. I don't say shut it down. I just say it's your choice. But you don't see me out here slandering it, saying, "Oh well, Stadia should die." This, that, and the other. Okay, if you want to use Stadia, that's your choice. There's the difference. I'm not saying it should die and never come back. But
All
what
right,
I'm
let me.
saying is your choice of whether you want to do it or not.
So
And if
some
you
people,
want to do it, and if you want to do it, then hey, go for it.
hey, some people think it's not adequate. Cloud gaming is not adequate gaming. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not
I
have
mean,
the internet.
and people
They
said
might,
that, and
but
people
they
said
might
that
not have
about
it, Bunny.
mobile gaming.
But some people might have it, and they still rebel against the idea of cloud gaming, and that's the issues that I have. You know, it's not the people
Yeah.
who really want to cloud game, but their internet just won't. Like Joe Hansel or whatever, for example.
Mhm.
He said numerous times that he would like to try it, but in this area, it's just not feasible. It's not
Mhm.
possible.
And
But
that's what I'm saying about the whole world, the whole gaming infrastructure around the world needs to get on the same wavelength for anything to change. You see what I mean? Like cloud gaming would be more popular if it was feasible everywhere in the world.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But yeah, it's just it just rubs me the wrong way when people just shut the door
Hmm.
on it without even thinking about possibilities of it and everything. It's just like, oh hell no, I'm not used to it. Done. Boom. I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh no no
Don't
no.
talk about
That
cloud gaming around me. But when X Cloud drops, I guarantee you, Bunny, when X
you gonna
Cloud
be the
comes,
first one on that bitch.
I just heard a rumbling that it's gonna be you could try it on PC. I don't know if it's live yet, but I know Cloud
Hmm.
Gaming Extreme, shout out to them, dropped a tweet on Twitter saying that I guess they made a video on it. So I'm gonna watch that video after this stream to see if it's live. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you what I think about xCloud at 1080p on
Um,
the desktop.
I
I'm gonna
can
be the
tell
first one to
you.
spend hours on it.
Axe Moss. I think Moss played it. I'm not positive.
I played it. No, I mean, well, you mean with the like this right here? It was supposed to happen anyway around this time. It was supposed
No,
to
no,
go
no,
to.
no. We'll talk about this after the show when we're off
Okay,
air. But
got it.
let's get into what have you been playing this week?
Hey, look, I've been playing some Call of Duty. Of course, I mentioned that. I've been playing some Madden on Series X. I've been playing some Sekiro on Stadia, some Madden on Stadia. I've been playing Outriders on PC and Series X. Then that was fantastic, by the way. I've been playing some Destiny 2. I'm back in my Destiny 2 grind, Bunny. I'm up to like a 1275 power level, light level, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I just been playing, whatever the hell I feel like playing, I just play it. But those are some of the games most definitely that stands out the most that I've been on.
And I will also say I saw a speed runner doing Sekiro and start to finish 20 minutes.
Well, kudos to him, but I'm sure he ran around a lot of bosses that I like to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to
Yeah, it
see.
was a speed run.
Yeah, I know, but I want to show my skills off. I'm not trying to run around the enemies. I'm trying to slice everybody up and get all the damn, level abilities and all that stuff that I can. That's how I like to play. But yeah, speed runners, that's what's up. They're gonna always find a way, to make things.
Yes, I was sitting there like, damn, yo, he made it look so easy. I was like, nah, this game ain't that easy. But
Nah, that's not.
so that's what you've been playing this week.
I'm playing, yeah. I feel like I'm always missing some games that I've been on. Like Grid, I've been on Grid. I was on Forza Horizon. Some of those games, Halo, jumped on that Halo. I still love Halo 5. I don't know. A lot of people slept on it as dope, but I've been on those games and I've been loving every minute of it.
Gotcha. I've been actually I'm probably gonna eat crow saying this, but I don't know if it's because of my sickness or whatnot, but I decided to give Death Stranding a try. And it's an interesting game to say the least.
I'm sad. It's
Uh,
sad that you had to say because you were sick. You tried Death Stranding. Like I
I don't know if that's the reason, but I just know that like I didn't work Wednesday, and I was like, man, I think I want to try Death Stranding.
yeah.
And then Thursday, I had to go out and get medicine because I took all my medicine, and while I was out, I picked it up because GameStop had it for like $19 used,
Right.
and I gave it a try. I can see both sides of the coin with it. For people who don't like repetitive games or don't like slow paced games, they're not going to enjoy it. But for people who like chill games, they will enjoy it. But it does get repetitive super easy. But the music in it is really good.
I hear
Um,
that.
but it is an odd game to say the least. And I can say this because I'm not like a Kojima stans. I'm not fond of Kojima games. This is probably the first Kojima game I actually like.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy that you enjoyed it because I like it as well. I was on that as well on PC, on GeForce Now. Me and Moss did like a little breakdown of it or whatever, because everybody likes to. They, anybody that don't rock with Stadia, they think GeForce Now is superior and Luna and all this stuff, right? So we just jumped
Mhm.
on it, and we didn't have that superior experience. And I was gonna do a live stream that might be coming real soon, just of my experiences on the game using the same internet that I use for Stadia. Stadia is just superior. Now I say that as a founder, I give them $5.99 every month on GeForce Now. And I don't even really play on the service like that. So I'm not being biased or whatever. It's all facts,
I mean, everybody has their preferences. And
right?
that's the thing. Right now, they're just trying to take down the top dog. If Stadia's the top dog, everybody tries to take that top dog
As far
down.
as tech, so yeah,
Happens.
as far as games, that's GeForce Now and PS Now and all that XCloud. I mean, Game Pass. I mean, but Stadia is the best tech, and that's what people fear. Like it works. I think some people fear that, and some have gone on record to say that the tech is there. You know what I mean? So all that hate when you have if Xbox had this tech running games at 4K up to 4K or whatever, oh man, that'd be the best shit ever in the world. You'll be already hearing about millions of people who have tried the service. I mean, all that. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know,
so that's the thing, and I've been playing, so I went back into Monster Hunter World last night, did a few hunts with a friend of mine, and
yeah,
I was playing Stardew Valley. But other than that, I've been mostly sleeping. So
I hear that. Well,
that's
hey,
about
look,
it for me.
I think that I'm looking forward to all these games coming out. Bunny, I will be
What
jumping.
are you looking forward towards in March? March is coming up, starting tomorrow. What games are you
You know
looking
what?
forward to coming out?
So Pixel Junk Raiders is coming to Stadia. I'm looking forward to that one. And
Uh
that's the
huh.
most immediate game that I can think about. That because I played the Pixel Junk eating games back in the day and all that on PlayStation. So I'm looking forward to this game right here. It's looking like something that's going to be interesting and new and fresh. So I'm gonna try. I might give that a spin.
Mhm.
But the other ones, I'm not sure. I don't have the list in front of me, but nothing was really on my radar like that that I wanted to try in March. I don't think.
Um, for me, I'm getting Harvest Moon. My collector's edition should be here tomorrow or Tuesday. Um, and I'm looking at, and of course, I'm looking for Monster Hunter Rise. You will probably get to experience 6 months after me. And I'm looking forward to Story of Seasons. Those are three games so far. Oh, and I think Hades, the physical, drops this month. I think. I'm not positive. There's another game supposed to be dropping that I want, but I can't remember what it is now.
I don't know, but I mean, now I think it might be because I just got me a nice plate of food, y'all. I'm not even
It
lying.
is time to. I know for you,
I'm about
it's time for you to bounce.
I'm about to get busy on this food. I can't even lie to you. But look, Bunny, as all, hey, this was a good ass discussion,
Of course, of
and
course.
you know, I just hope people get from the discussion what I get out of it, and that's just I do look at things both ways. Um, I'm not stuck on one side of the fence, and that's what I'm trying to, that's how
But
what I
that's
hope.
our goal. That's what our goal is to bring both sides to open up somebody else's point of view
Right.
on it. Because some people are just dead set against it. But you got to look at both sides, both point of views of it. And that's how we are polar opposites in gaming.
Yep.
But everyone, it is going on 4 o'clock. It is time for us to bounce. Storm got food. I need to go get food. It has been a pleasure having everyone here today. Next week, expect us to have a guest on the show with us. We'll let you know what's going on prior, me a few hours before the show goes live. I'm kind of lazy like that. We're also talking between Storm and myself. We're also talking about how to present Ying meets Yang of gaming in various formats for you. We're still in the talking discussions of that and trying to figure out how to do things that way. Guys, have a wonderful week. As you know, you can find Project Storm and myself. Hopefully, this week we'll be on the commission. Last week we had to cancel the show. Emergency popped up. Hopefully, you'll see us on the commission this Thursday along with Moss and Tronny. Storm, where else can they find you at this week?
You could find me Wednesday with Moss on the MM2K Stadium Doses News on the SSC podcast. All right. Normally we try to run that between the hours of 1 and 3 Eastern time, depending on our schedules and everything. So you can definitely find me there. Um, and pretty much, I think we covered everything else. YouTube, you can find me here on YouTube at Project Storm and on Twitter at the Nepophiliac. Bunny has the links to that in the description. So, hey, look, people, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. We can't have the conversation without you. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to say that over and over and over
Yes.
again. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, if it wasn't for you guys showing up, we would have ended this a long time ago. Thank you all for showing up. Fatal Charades, Crumbside Championship Wrestling is coming up in a couple hours. Tune into his channel for that. We'll see what's going on over there this week. Have a wonderful week, everyone. As you know, you can find me here on Snow Bunny Gaming. You can find me at Snow Bunny 426. You can also hear us on Spotify, iTunes, and public radio.
Hey,
So,
Bunny, before you close, hey, Rome, I know you're about to chop something up. I know you're about to chop something up. I'm staying tuned. I just got it I can feel it in my bones, man. So stay tuned. I'm gonna stay. Hey, y'all, stay
when
tuned.
when
All
when
right.
Rome is quiet, he is making something. Okay, so Rome, we'll be checking Rome out. Check out Fatal Charade. Uncompetitive also been doing some streams. I haven't seen you streaming lately. Uncompetitive, everything been going okay. Um, but if you guys like the stream, please hit the like button. Share it out, tweet it out to people. Have a wonderful week, everyone. We shall see you next week, same day, Sunday, fun day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Peace,
Bye.
y'all.